Yes, guys, and welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, the Let's Get Champed interactive game, part 5. Are you ready? As you can see, we've advanced 3 years. The year is 2030. We have just concluded the World Cup of 2030. And the first person I thought I'd start with, I'm almost saying it like it's in his memory, but Jeff Cowell. Just to remind you guys, we brought Jeff Cowell in as a Le Mans manager after Jeff retired at such a young age, at the age of 20. We opted to put him in as the Le Mans manager with no credentials at all, and he still won fuck all. Achievements, he hasn't got anything, I don't think. Let's just... Now, tell a lie. Sorry, I've got that completely wrong. He has actually got something, Jeff. So, as a manager, Jeff, well done, because you got Le Mans promoted and then relegated, and then promoted again, believe it or not. So, let's just double check that. So, 27 to 28, you won the national one, whatever that is like the non-league, isn't it? It's at the third tier of is it the third tier, isn't it? Second season, you just that's crazy, isn't it? Second season, or 28-29, he just survived relegation. So he didn't get relegation at all. I got that wrong. Apologies there. So you just survived relegation. You then won the second tier, so you're in the top flight. What an opportunity here for Jeff Cowell to make his move as a manager. But do you know what? I'm only doing that out of sheer guilt. So let's get back to the real game. Okay, so in no particular order, let's start then with, from the forums, as we now enter the year 2030, Alias has not got a club. I have already checked this, actually, and it's not surprising. It looks like he's been released from Southampton. But let me just remind you guys, right, the date is July the 14th. So there is still a good 6 weeks left of the transfer window. And Brentford and Leyton Orient are looking at you, Alias. They are looking at you for potentially a move. But I think, look at that. But it's not really surprising. But look at that injury record that we just saw. His injury prone is only 4. You never know, Alias. On to Michael Jones. Michael Jones. Well, you're in Denmark, aren't you? Yeah, you're going down the shitter. You really are going down the shitter. Matt Harvey in AIK in Greece. It is Greece, isn't it? It's Greece. Fucking Greece. Sweden, sorry. So I was going to see, why is it only halfway through the season? But it's different in Sweden, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, you're going down the shitter as well. That's right, you had a loan spell at Aldershot, didn't you? You had another one then, last season. You need to get to the top flight league, Matt. You need to get there. Jorn Simonsen Wang. You are... So where are you now then? So you're still in Norway, aren't you? And you're still doing shit. You're still doing shit. You need to get into a playable league, Wang. No doubt about that. Jamie Baxter, you are down at Barrow now. Where you've only just moved to Barrow, it would appear so. 160 grand. You're going down the spiral platform there, Jamie. You have got a release clause, 3,200 a week. I don't know. Jude Barnes is at 20. I couldn't remember that, to be honest with you, but you're not done too bad, Jude, to be honest with you, but I think Holland's not the greatest place, with all due respect to the Dutch. Over to Jamie Madden now. Jamie Madden is at Ghent. He's still at Ghent, isn't he? He's been at Ghent all his life, and he still needs to move out. He definitely needs to move out of that shithole. Over to Peter Taylor. Peter Taylor, you been at... Okay, so Peter Taylor has made the move over to Spain. Okay, it's an opportunity. It is an opportunity. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit confused here. Yeah, Mark Whitaker. You were in Russia, weren't you? Yeah, it looks like you are still here in Russia, Mark. What can I say, Mark? What can I say? I've been saying for the last couple of parts, there's loads of time. There is still loads of time for you guys, and for those that have struggled. But Mark, you're not developing. I'm not sure what to suggest, Mark, apart from deal with it. Boozer is over at Juventus. The DMR, no games last season. He's going to need a move, isn't he? There's no doubt you're going to need a move. Not needed by the club. Unsettled. Okay. Gary Hanks. Gary Hanks is also at 20. He's on loan at 20 from PSV. Okay, so Gary Hanks got a move to PSV. A loan spell to Antwerp. And then another loan spell to Twente. Very, very interesting indeed. Not needed though. So, okay, not needed at PSV. More about PSV, I'm sure, afterwards. On to page 2. Ili Stevkov. He's over in Germany, isn't he? I expected him to have broken into the Macedonian setup, Ili. With Macedonia not being sort of a top nation, a little bit more easier to get into. But he's struggling, isn't he? Carico from the forums, still plying his trade in Brazil. No, Brazil. Fucking hell. Oh, I'm thick as shit this morning, ain't I? I just thought they were a Brazilian club. But he's in Serie A. Yeah, he's struggling as well. James Hollyoak. James Hollyoak still over in Serie B. Serie B, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ, you couldn't script that shit, could you? Fucking hell, he's in Brazil still, I meant. So you got to move then, James, but you stayed in Brazil. What have I said to you? Get out of Brazil. Chris Thompson is at Blackpool. Is that his first move? Yeah, he's still there. Chris Thompson, bit of work to do over there. Justin, still at Watford. And you've broken into the Pakistan national setup with 2 caps and 1 goal. You must have... What's your contract like? Okay, much better last couple of seasons from you, Justin. 7-0 last season in 38, 7-2-9 in 42. You're showing quite a calibre of loyalty, Justin, I think it's fair to say. Over to the next one, Ashley, over at Bournemouth. Some work to do for you, Ashley. Over to John Chambers, and he has moved, but within Australia. So he was at Wellington Phoenix. He stayed in Australia at Melbourne City for John. But still looks very, very good. Definitely looks good. Padraig, still in Turkey. Hasn't broken into Ireland senior setup yet. Looks really, really good, though. That is like your Shay Given, that is. Padraig, not too late, but you need to get out of Turkey. John McGrath, talking of Ireland. John McGrath. Left midfield for Wrexham. Oh, mate, come on. Look at that. You're better than that. You are better than that. You're in League One, for fuck's sake. William Anderson. Now, William Anderson, wasn't he not at a big team before? But it looks like he's with John Chambers then at Melbourne City. Maybe it wasn't William. I don't know what made me think William was in a big team, but clearly not. So he's moved within Australia. He's at Melbourne City as well. We'll see how you flare up. Mark Brown, Monaco, right back. Okay, Mark, bit of time to still do something special, Mark. Sort it out. Over to Marimo from the forums. Marimo, look at that. You see those big figures there. Salentana over in... Oh, well, he's just got the move. Well, that's very, very interesting. So he got a move to Milan. I think I vaguely recall that now. He got the move to Milan, and it's just never materialised, is it? It's never materialised for him. He's got to start again. It's got to start again. Simple as that, Marimo. From the forums, Bobby Mole. Do you know what? You're not actually doing too bad in the Australian League. I mean, when you look at your average rating, playable league, I wanted to make sure you're in a playable league in Australia, and you've not done too bad. Probably one of the better fullbacks in the whole game. But you never know. Stu Murtagh, Brentford. Okay, move for Brentford then. I know if there's one place Stu would love to get to, it would be Leicester City. Well, you've got work to do. You're an important first-team player, though. Greg Miller is at Forest. Greg, you need to do some work over here. Miga Evangelou. The Greek forward, under 21 only. Quick reminder now. Oh, Sheffield Wednesday then. So he's... Right, okay. Big chance for you then here, Mike. The big thing here, of course, now is everyone's 23. No more under 21 bullshit. None of that shit anymore. Lee Sharples. God, you look awful. Bolton Wanderers. But a very good campaign last season. But you look awful. You have some work to do. No doubt about that. For Lee Sharples. From Madeira, a.k.a. John Betts. Yeah, it's fair to say you look... You look pretty shit as well. 1 minute. 1 minute. Right. Yeah, you look awful, don't you? But a new team, you never know. Were they? No, they weren't. I was going to say that was a good loan spell. So from Madeira. Mark Hamill. 2 caps for Northern Ireland. Bristol City right back. And a £3.4 million move to boot. You know, an impressive, and he's an indispensable player. That's impressive here for you, Mark. You're worth 2.1. You're indispensable. You've got a release clause. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds for you? Kevchenko, I think you were doing shit, weren't you? And you still are doing shit. But you're at Burnley. Well, we all know what Burnley can do, don't we? Burnley can fuck right off. Look at that. What a fucking waste of a player. I'm going to say no more on you, Kev, because, you know, looking at your attributes is just like, it's hurting my eyes. Trevor Choi, 15 caps for China as the number 1. Monaco, a Bosman move to Monaco. So you've got out of Wolves. Right, Choi. Let's see. You need to set it up. You need to step it up. You're a decent youngster. Now, this is all going to change, of course, as we all turn 24, remember. As we all turn 24 on January the 1st. There's no more decent youngsters, hot prospects. It's make or break. It is fair to say it is make or fucking break. Yves Shamdam at Ipswich Town. Well, you're about as good as Kevchenko. That is just making my eyes go water. It really is. You've not even broke to the Faroe Islands setup, which is more of a disgrace, but you're on fucking silly money. You're on silly money over at Ipswich, so quite interesting. On to page 4 then, Thomas Tunnicliffe, Lazio. See, did he get any games? No, he went out on loan, he got a couple of games. Got 25 games, 27, 28. I don't know for you, Thomas. Backup. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds for you, Thomas. Putin Yong-un, aka Annie, the North Korean, 24 caps, still at Antwerp, still out and about on loan. That is ridiculous. It really. I mean, Lamel wasn't a bad loan spell. She really does get about, don't she, the old wife? On to Ross Horn, Rossandinho. He's in the Brazilian setup. I had to say Brazilian before I said the Italian. When I say Serie A. Ross. Yeah, you're doing shit as well. I mean, the bottom line is, in Brazil, I think the performances are a little bit more generous than what they are in England. I think it's all about making it in England. That is, I've always said that in real life, and I believe it in CM as well. Okay, that's Ross done and dusted. Kevin Gilmartin, right back for Swansea City. Oh, mate. Minimum release clause. You're an important first team player. Big season for you. Massive season for you, Kevin. Eben Seyfans, the San Marino goalkeeper, is still at Lille. Broken last season. 78 conceded though. Maybe Eben, you never know. Big season for you. You're out of contract at the end of the campaign. It's an absolute massive season for you. Philippe Dirala. Now there is a bid in for Philippe, it looks like. It would appear then he's still in Brazil. Let's just see who that bid might be. It looks like it's Corinthians then. It looks like it's Corinthians, but who knows? Philippe Dirala. We will see. Ashton Clare is in France with Brest. How'd you like that? You're in Brest. Bet you like that, don't you, Ashton? Big move, though, for him. £2.1 million after his Piss poor showing in Rennes, but you are still in France. Still a chance for you, Ashton. Hands in the air is at Norwich City after an £800 move from Marseille. You know, I think it's another opportunity for you, Hans. You are back up. Let's just see what your contract is. It's a long contract, fairly long, 4 years. Big defender. Big opportunity for you, Hans. I have to just call you Hans. I can't keep saying hands in the air, can I? Dan Saunders. Dan, well, you're at Burnley. We've already agreed what Burnley can do, haven't we? A loan move to Burnley, and mate, you look fucking awful. Transfer listed by request, not needed. You're out of contract at the end of the current season, or this season coming, shall I say? Let's make sure I've not missed anybody out. I know I've got a tendency to. Andy Lakin, still not broken for the national setup yet, but you have got to move to Fulham. And let's just see what league they're in. They're in Premier League, Andy. Big opportunity for you after a loan spell at Burnley. A move to Plymouth, as we knew. QPR. Well, you went back to Plymouth. So you started at Grimsby, you went to Plymouth, went to QPR, went back to Plymouth, went to Burnley. Well, you're fucking hell. You're about like Lee Chapman as was back in the day, just club to club to club. And you're only 23. But you're only there as a backup, so we'll have to see how you flare up. And now to the legend, Michael Chambers. And we're at Bournemouth. Fucking hell. Okay, we've just got the move to Bournemouth then. We were at Sunderland, weren't we? The loan spell, was that a playable league? Yeah, it was. We were then at in Italy. But in actual fact, I noticed before I hadn't done any assists as a fullback, but the loan spell got me free. So now we're at Bournemouth, and we're a backup, for fuck's sake. Fuck you is what I say to your backup. Panos, our Greek left back, 3 caps for Greece, still in Greece, and what a big move. Not still in Greece, sorry, he's in Greece. What a massive move to Greece. Aris, 14.5 million. He has moved up the Aris for Panos. Well, we've got Greek open, as we know, but I'm not sure that's the best move for you, but who knows. I think with your credentials are going up, you're an important first-team player, and that was a big move. Mark Rutgers, Holland midfield, Ajax. Wow, I didn't even spot that before, because you are an Ajax fan, aren't you, Mark? I'm pretty sure you are. So, massive. You've got a new contract, it would appear. That is huge. Huge for you, Mark Rutgers. I know you'll be really pleased with that, won't you? Andy Vince, Los Angeles. A move to the United States. Well, that move to Italy might still come, Andy. You never know. Los Angeles, unfortunately, it's not a playable league for a genuine mistake. But plenty of time to go for Andy Vince. Mark Bonney has left PSV. And he's gone to the team that I think many of our players want to avoid. He's gone to Celtic. Honor Bosman, not PSV, sorry, I apologise, you were never at PSV. Who is it? I know who I'm getting confused with. I know exactly, I'm getting confused with Pete Rudd. So Mark Bonney, you're at Lens, you've moved to Celtic. Scotland is an open league. Well, Mark, what can you say? Let's see how you flare up. Brad Welburn, Brad is at Middlesbrough. Yeah, mate, you're fucking shit. You're fucking shit. Lee Sylvester. Let's see how he's at Roma. He's not done it, has he? He got a loan to Modena. Got the move to Roma, but unsettled, not needed. Needs a move out. Needs a move out. Not broke into your Congo squad yet. Let's do the Congo. Okay, Lee Sylvester is done and dusted. Over to Redknapp now. Redknapp from the forums. Oh, you're at Bournemouth, Redders. Me and you are at Bournemouth. How do you like? I'm going to make you look good. I said it about somebody else that I was with when I was at Sunderland. I'm going to say it about you. And I believe you... Oh, no, you were there last season. You probably suggested the move. Let's buy this little Italian left back. So let's see how we flare up together then, Redders. You got a release clause of £13 million there as well. Over to Pedro Fernandez. Looks really good at Monaco. Broken last season. You're only backup. You need some work. You need some work. Steve from the forums. Torino. Not bad campaign last season. Not bad at all, to be honest with you. You've got a bit of value on you. You know, and you capped at the Italian under-21s. I must have missed that before. Okay, over to Chris Clark. U's and A's. Chris, not bad last season. Not bad. Lee Truss. You're in Spain. Now, that's a big one for you, Lee. Because you were in Australia. You were in Argentina for so long. And that is a huge move. And what a first season in Spain for Lee Truss. 7-7-2. 23 goals. 27 assists. That is jumping out the page. That really is jumping out the page for me. Lee Truss is absolutely, I mean, it's bright. He made it into the Argentina under-21s. Let's keep a lookout. Keep an eye on this guy. That is a fucking absolute monster first season. I'm very, very impressed with you, Lee. What can you say? Over to the next page now, on page 6. Daniel Youngs. Middlesbrough. Well, before I look at your history, you look shit. And you look shit. But last season was your better season. Keep it going. Luke Langley. Luke Langley has left Saudi Arabia. And he's moved to Portuguese. Second tier, are they? Oh no, they're top tier. Okay. So, go back to Luke Langley a minute. Well, you look fucking brilliant, Luke. 10 caps for Tunisia. What's your value? You've got a good value on you. Have you only just moved? No, last season. Wow, look at that. He looks fucking brilliant. You look absolutely dynamite. You really do, Luke. Injury prone 10, I would worry, or you'll end up in the same way as Jeff Cowell. Okay, good to see, Luke. Good to see. Tony Dunn, the Irish Roy Keane. You're looking good. You've just got a new move then to La Liga. Well, you were in La Liga, weren't you? But you just got a fresh move, and that's a Bosman move, so quite decent at Mallorca. If you're playing, if you get games, you will do well. There's no doubt about that, Tony. Fingers crossed on you, fingers crossed. Miguel Humphreys, now you were at Arsenal, weren't you? Yeah, you got a free transfer move to Middlesbrough. You flopped at Arsenal. You really did flop at Arsenal. Feels Charlie McNeil is arrogant. Piss poor attitude as a professional. Still look good though, Mick. Still look good. Terry Yorath and he's left Nantes. He's left Nantes and he's moved to Lille for a big move. And he's got games. And I think you're starting to develop, yes. And the move is an important move. This is a big chance for you, Terry, a.k.a. Ian, a.k.a. London. Over to Baz Chambers, who has left Spurs. Looks really good. He's left Spurs and he's gone to Everton. Big move for you, Baz. That is a big chance for you now. We'll see how you flare up on your new adventure. Steve Hall, still at PSV. Well, Steve, what can you say? 46 goals in 86 appearances for PSV. Last season, won every other. You've slowed down a little bit. 28 caps for San Marino. Let's just check your injury prone. 13. Do you know what? I didn't spot that before. Not actually too bad. I feel a little bit sad for you, Steve. I expected bigger things. I really did. Spectral D'Souza at Corinthians. Well, Philippe Dirala might join you soon, but you're looking good. Some good performances at Corinthians. Squad rotation. See how you flare up, Spectral. See how you flare up. Michael Page, Hong Kong, 5 caps for you, and you're at New York. So you moved from America to America. Okay, Mike. What can you say? You look really good, but you need to get to England. That's the bottom line. Over to Matt Tierney, Valencia. Big move for you from Millwall to Valencia. That is a huge move for you, Matt Tierney. That move to Liverpool is still there. Fingers crossed. Banana, Rees. DMC, Norwich City. You've had a good couple of seasons, Rees, to be honest with you. You've had a really good couple of seasons, but their championship, you want to negotiate a new contract, you're going to feel a new move, aren't you? Indispensable. Well, we'll see how you flare up. On to page 7. Pep, still at Stevenage. Fuck me, Pep. You had a much better season last couple of campaigns. You're injury prone. Oh dear, Pep. Oh dear. Okay. Dave Tresidder. Now you were at Sunderland with me, weren't you? You moved to Rangers. Wow. 17.25 million. After a 17.75 million move, he moves to Rangers last season. That looks like it was in January. Look at that ratio, 12 in 13. Hasn't broken into England yet. Dave, what can we say? What can we say, Dave? Okay, Des Robertson, 19 caps for Scotland. Wow. And he's at Rangers, and I think you're a Rangers fan, aren't you, Des? £8.5 million move from Newcastle, where he went from Barnsley. I don't think we saw that, did we? The Barnsley sale to Newcastle. Not the greatest run at Newcastle, but Des Robertson, you are there to make Dave Tresidder look good. Wow, Rangers, what can you say? We'll go to Rangers in a minute. Just remind me. Carl Rhodes at West Ham United, left back, £2 million move. Carl Rhodes, you were at Man City then, were you? I think you weren't going to get games at Man City, were you? Let's be 4 games over there. Burnley, Villa. I think West Ham's actually a good move for you. Not the greatest on money. Spanish under 21. You broke there, so one more step. Let's go to our very own Porno. Hornblower. Fiorentina. Looks really good. And certainly starting to put assists in now, Hornblower. 8 last campaign, 7 the season before. That loan spell. That loan spell was just phenomenal, weren't it? 19. Wow. I'm finishing my tea before it gets cold. Liam Thompson is at Wolves. Looks really good. Almost looks as good as Luke Langley. A £1 million move to Wolves. Big opportunity for you, Liam, but I mean, you've got some real strong attributes, Liam. Over to Tobias. Tobias is at Atletico Madrid. Looks a real solid player after a move for Roma. Well, never really worked out, did it, at Roma? Sweden, 13 caps. Big chance. Big opportunity for you, Tobias. James Rattican. Ugh. LAFC. Ugh. What can you say, James? Mate, get out of America. Get out of America. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to shout. Hunter Sylvester. Well, you're at Plymouth. You had a loan spell at Dunfermline last season. A very good loan spell, it would be fair to say. Your finest spell. But you have got a bid in, it looks like. Ooh, now, I've got no way of knowing, unless I was to really look into it. One of those teams have made a bid. Where could Hunter be going? Columbus, DC United, Houston, Inter Miami, all America, of course, Leeds, Lille, Sheffield Wednesday, Sporting KC, Vancouver, Young Boys. how fitting. Because he's a young kid, by the way. Okay, well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see where Hunter goes, where he will end up. Rob Lloyd. Rob, where were you? I want to say you're at Man United. You were. And you got the move over to Juventus on a Bosman. Well, they finally let you go. And I think rightly so. Another chance, but as I said, you're going to probably come unhappy in January because you're not going to be a decent youngster when you turn 24. But you look fucking amazing. You look really good, Rob. You really do. Over to Wang Fat, who is over in Saudi Arabia, 16 caps in Vietnam, and is there for the money. I say Saudi Arabia, you know what I mean? Saudi Arabia, Qatar, it's all the same thing. It's all run by corrupt. No, I shouldn't say that, should I? It's all run by money. But you need to get out of there because you're looking good. You're looking very good. You could do a job in the top flight of Premier League, definitely. Over to page 8 then. Ian Williams, Orlando City. Mate, why have you gone to Orlando? Fuck's sake. Birmingham City, a big move. And you started to play better, but in unplayable leagues. So I can't take that as gospel. Ian, you're a fucking disgrace. James Wallace. Do you fall in the disgrace category? You played not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see how you flare up then. Yeah, you got a 28 million release. You got a good value. Ireland for 4 caps for James. Not bad. Matt Meikle, 12 caps for Scotland. Milan, what a move for Milan. When they're buying you for outright money, you know it's a good thing. There's no doubt about it. So a move from Aston Villa after a loan spell at Hull, which didn't go right. How do you get the move to AC Milan, Matt, is beyond me, but who gives a shit? That is a huge move for you and a big season ahead. Important first-team player, 7-year contract, not the greatest money, a good high value. Good luck. Chris Thomas, Atlanta United, another unplayable league. Fucking hell, look at that move. £28.5 million. Jesus fucking Luigi. But it's unplayable. Get your ass to a playable league, Chris. I ain't going to tell you again. Gavin Martin from YouTube. Gavin. Southampton. Okay, a big move for you, Gavin. 19 million. And since your move, I think you've got to give credit where it's due here. 50 games in his first season for Southampton. Another 36. Looking solid. And you are really, I mean, you got good value there. Good value. Liam Delap is an essential member. Whatever. Kiss ass. I've got pins and needles, guys. 1 minute. So, Gavin, keep it going. Keep it going, my friend. I've lost where I am now. I don't want to miss anybody. Craig Bothwell. Still at Newcastle. He was at Newcastle, weren't you? Got a move to Newcastle. Not the greatest first season. Okay, second. Not really much game time in the third. You're going to want to root out, aren't you? You're out of contract at the end of the season, Craig. Now, I've got a question for all you CM fanatics here, right? Can injury prone change during a season? Because I'm noticing a lot of players have injury prone double digits, and I don't recall seeing that before, if the truth be told. I'm asking you, I can fucking check, can't I? I can easily check, because I don't remember, I genuinely do not remember so many players with injury prone in double digits. So, Craig, big season for you indeed. Shane Wright, still at Newcastle. 11 caps of Filipino national setup. Yeah, it's not working out for you, Shane. And you're out of contract also. So this is interesting because for you, Shane, for you and Craig, you're both strikers at Newcastle into the last year of your contract, and you're both fighting for your future. Daniel Osborne at Fulham. 5 million move from Exeter. That's fairly good move, I guess. You know, 5 million from League One. Fulham are Premier League, so big opportunity, a much better couple of seasons over at Exeter after your big move there. So Daniel Osborne, I think this is a huge opportunity for you to sort of, you know, make your move. Daz Jones. I thought I'd done Daz Jones. Maybe not. I thought I did a Welsh midfielder, but I couldn't remember who it was. We've got a few. LAFC for Daz Jones. Daz, I mean, fuck's sake, you're in America. Fuck's sake, Daz. We said, didn't we, we need you out of America. So what do? You move within America. Dickhead. Right. Matt Collier-Brown from the forums over at West Ham United. That's a big move for you. You're at Luton. Oh, you've only just had it. So a move to Luton for you. Big value for you. Big value indeed for you, Matt Collier-Brown. But this is an opportunity. And again, you're at that stage that you've got to really... This has got to be your breakthrough season. It really has. And that's really the case with everybody. AJ from the forums. Well, what can we say? You're at Hanover. That must be a new move. Hanover, £9 million move. A very, very good first season at Hanover. 17 in 24. Looks like you moved in the January of this year, actually. So, I'd have high expectations for you. Now, you may have worked something out, right, if you haven't already. The way I had it was so you couldn't see any value, any clubs, but it is actually in an order of how much they're valued at. As I've looked at players, their value's getting higher and higher, just to give you a heads up there. So if you haven't heard your name by now, you know you've got a high value. Ready? Pete Rudd. So I was thinking of Pete Rudd before when I saw Mark Bonney. Pete Rudd has broke into the England setup. 2 caps for England. What can you say? But we'll go more about England in a moment. But Pete Rudd has less PSV. That's who I got confused with. 14.5 million. He's done really well at Fulham. Very, very consistent, Pete Rudd. And that's what we want to see. That is what we want to see. You want to move to a bigger club, though. You're unhappy, and you've still got 4 years left. 4 years on your contract, Pete. You fucking bad boy. Okay, over to Stephen Main. Stephen Main is at Liverpool. Midfield right. A £7 million move from Rennes after loan spells at Le Mans and Birmingham. Big opportunity for you, Stephen. Indeed. Michaelini Clark-Sanoni. He was at Man City. He's still at Man City. Worth 12 and a quarter. Wants a new contract. $4,500 a week. He's out of contract at the end of this season. We've got to have a look at your history, see if you've got any games. 4 games last season. A loan spell at Brighton, which didn't work out too well. 1 game, 2 goals. Okay. Now, I know. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip here, Michael. Because I'd already gone to this, and I know Man City have sold Erling Haaland. So, this is your chance. This is your fucking opportunity. It really is, and you've got to make it count. You've only got 1 year left on your deal. You start getting some goals in early on, and you can do it. I've got faith in you, Michael. I have. I keep calling you Michael. Michaelini. I've got faith in you. Over to Fodster. Fodster still at Birmingham City, valued at £12.5 million. Very good season last campaign for you, Fodster. But you've slowed down quite a lot. Out of contract at the end of this season. Big season for you in the Championship at Birmingham City. But that being said, I think you will get a move to the Premier League. I think you're starting to really show some consistency. And I think this is your chance, Fodster. Liam McShane, still at West Ham. Liam got the biggest move at the very start, and he must have signed a new deal. He's actually got 2 years left on his deal, Liam. But you're just not getting games, Liam, as much as you would have wanted last campaign. Season before, not too bad. But it's make or break for you, Liam. It really is. Over to Darren Bunga Johnston. 2 caps for Scotland. Still at Strasbourg, a much better season last campaign, average rating-wise. Very happy with you, Darren. I'd be happy if I was you, shall I say. Over to Paul Roberts. Now, you've been moving around a little bit, haven't you? Still at Brighton. Oh, mate, you've gone right downward spiral for you. Are you out of contract? No, you've got a few years. Sort yourself out. Theo Downs. Theo Downs is at Aston Villa. £16.5 million value. Big move from Peterborough all those years ago. Hasn't broken his England setup. He's not gonna with his season like he did last campaign. Season before, much better. That's Theo Downs. Over to Sam Wheatley. Southampton. I think you had a couple of quick moves, didn't you? And you're starting to pick up, Sam. But last campaign, much better. Much better. £17 million valued. Out of contract in 2 years' time. Release clause of £30 million from you. A couple more to go. Jesper Ronman. Jesper. Barcelona. What a move for Jesper Ronman. We spoke, didn't we, about when you were at Copenhagen. You got the move from Copenhagen to Valencia. Big move to Valencia for £6 million. And I say big move. You did really well. Decent last season. And what a move for Jesper Ronman. He's definitely one of these that jumps out the page in terms of the move. That is an absolute monster move for you. You are only backup though. So, that's quite interesting. Gary Johnson. You look still a beast. 2 caps for Scotland for you, Gary. So, yeah, you've got to move to Spurs. £21 million. Didn't make it last season. This season, you need something special here, Gary. Again, you're on a lot of money, Gary. I think you were on a lot of money. Then you went down on money. Now you're on a lot of money again. But you're going to go to something different in January from squad status. We will see. And our highest value player is Dave Birch. Dave Birch, valued at £27 million after a sensational move from Ipswich Town to Chelsea. Not the greatest first season for Chelsea. An important first team player. Look at that. The dribbling and finishing, I don't think they're getting much higher than 26, 27. 1 cap for England, and I actually already know when that was. So, very, very successful. He's worth £27 million, and I'm going to show you when that cap was for Dave Birch. There it was. It was in the World Cup group stages as England were eliminated. They were eliminated. But I think whilst we're on the subject of the England squad for the World Cup that's just taken place, Dave Birch was the only player there. So who was it? Was it Pete Rudd that made it? He wasn't at the squad. But let's talk about Scotland now then. So, Craig Bothwell, you are in the Scotland setup. Des Robertson, you are there as well. Gary Johnson, you are there as well. Now, Scotland, let's see how they did in the World Cup, because I haven't actually checked that. I only checked it for England for some reason. They got further than England. What can you say? They got to the quarter-finals. Let's have a look now then. So, Craig played and Des played. So, you guys, so well done to you guys. It don't look like Gary Johnson played in the quarterfinals. Let's have a look if he played in the round of 16. Craig scored. Des played. Yeah, Gary's on the bench. He was on the bench. Okay, so I think it's fucking great, isn't it? Let me just check something quickly. It's great to see. I mean, when you think you've got Mbappe playing with you, you know, I think it's great. Let me just check something a minute. Yeah, sorry, I just need to check something. Okay, so it looks like France have already named their squad, have they, for their next game or something? No, they haven't. So where's Gary Johnson for a minute? Hang on a minute, let me just look at something. Just have a look at something very, very quickly. Did you get injured by any chance? Let me just check. Oh, you did! Oh, you got injured for 8 days! Oh, that is hard. Even 8 days. That is a bitch. That is an absolute bitch. So I've only got about 10 more minutes, guys. So let's put this into perspective. We said Michael Jones, Elias has not got a club yet. There you see Gary Johnson's second value. Jesper Rodman, we saw it out. So Sam Wheatley got a big release clause. Let's have a look now who our highest paid player is. I think we can probably get a rough idea. Well, Dave Birch is on 50 grand. No, Sam Wheatley and James Wallace. Fuck you, James. You are going to bleed them dry. You really are. So Sam Wheatley and James Wallace, funnily enough, both of them have release clauses. That's quite interesting. I'm excited about this man. I'm very excited about this man. That makes me sound a little bit pansified. But, you know, let's see how that flares up. This is looking very, very good indeed. Let's have a look at caps now then. San Marino are killing it. Steve Hard, 28 caps for Steve. 23 for Craig Bothwell. This is such a big season for you, Craig. You've broken to Scotland, but your domestic club is a little less to be desired for. You've got a battle with Shane Wright, of course, up top. 24 caps for Annie, Putin, North Korea, but still can't settle in any one area. John Bett, San Marino from Madeira, should we call it, is looking good. Michael, Michelani. So Man City, I said to you very, very quickly that they've sold Haaland. Haaland has gone. He's gone to Inter Milan. So this is a chance for Michelini, Clark, Sononi. You've got a contest with Alvarez. Come on. Wow, Felix as well. You can do... Oh, they've got Rodrigo, haven't they? Of course they have. I'm confident on you, Michael. I'm fucking confident. It's a fucking massive year for you. It is a real, real massive year. I would love to see you make it. I really would. So let's take a look now then. So let's see. Annie was at North Korea. I don't think North Korea... Oh, they were in the World Cup. Wow. So... Right, hang on. Well, that is bizarre. That is bizarre. So actually, I didn't check that. So Annie went to the World Cup. Annie went to the World Cup with North Korea. I didn't even check that, to be honest with you. But that is absolutely brilliant. So it's not just the couple that we mentioned. Now, we know San Marino not going to have gone to the World Cup. No, of course they're not. Oh, look at that. San Marino won a game there. Fuck me. I want to keep an eye on San Marino because I think Steve Hall started it all, didn't he? They won a game there. A much better year from San Marino, it is fair to say. I can't get to them. Yeah, I can't get to any more of them. Okay, let's have a look now then. Now, did Wales go to the World Cup? No, they didn't. Wales did not go to the World Cup. Did Vietnam? I doubt Vietnam did. Yeah, Vietnam did not go to the World Cup. China. Did China go to the World Cup? No, they didn't. Sweden. Sweden did. Okay, so Sweden went to the World Cup. Tobias, let's see if he went. He did. So he went to the World Cup, and I'm really pleased for Tobias. Tobias, well, you went out of the group stages, but you went to the World Cup. Very, very important indeed. Well done, you. Did Nigeria? Northern Ireland, I meant, sorry. No, they didn't. It was very unlikely, weren't it? It was always unlikely. Guessing the Philippines didn't. Did Tunisia? Now, I know we've already been to this. So, Luke Langley then. Luke Langley, Tunisia, 10 caps. Let me just check his history. 8 caps last campaign. So, 8 caps. Now, he would have been Luke would have been part of the African nations. So, a big, big choice for him. It really was. Did Australia go to the World Cup? No, they didn't. Did Hong Kong? Hong Kong, no, they didn't. So, Annie, the Scottish lads, Pete Rudd are the only ones to have gone to the World Cup. Tobias, of course. Did Ireland? Ireland did. Ireland did go to the World Cup. Okay, so, did anybody else go to the World Cup? It was none of you guys, you fucking losers. So our Irish, so James Wallace, I mean, albeit 4 caps, you didn't go to the World Cup. Unlucky. Did Greece? Greece didn't. Did Pakistan? No, we knew Pakistan weren't going to go to the World Cup, didn't we? We've been to all these. Did no, that's it. There's no more. So that is it, guys. What can you say? It's been, I mean, something else I did check very, 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 very quickly. I've still got a few minutes, guys, and I did check this because I figured if I check it, I wouldn't need to go through it. And I went through this for a specific reason. The Ballon d'Or has gone to none of our guys. I don't expect any of our guys to get it in a minute, but you can see Haaland and Mbappe are killing it. There's obviously various wars. Ballon d'Or is the most important one. There's no doubt about that. But there is one that I will keep an eye on, and this is for the benefit of one player, and that is Fodster. I want Fodster to win that. He's gonna win that. He's gonna fucking win it. Who else? I'm not 100% of the answer to this. Who else falls under the Oceania? I don't know who we've got in our game, but who knows? Oh shit! But I would love to see. One of you guys. Oh, didn't mean to get to that. I didn't even see that. Any of our guys? Nah, none of our guys. I would really love to see one of you guys. I missed what I fucking went to. Get on this list here. In fact, let's check that. I forget about things like this. I totally forget about this sort of stuff. That it's an opportunity for one of our guys to get there. Very much dominated. I don't know if we've got any African players. Yeah, okay. There's also, of course, goalkeeper of the year, defender of the year. You know, it's very unlikely how guys are going to do it. Yeah, okay, they're not going to look at your mail. Okay, so there's still a lot of time for you guys. You've got to really... What you've got to do with Mbappe and Haaland is you've just got to kill them. Kill them both, right? And you can do the rest. I think it's going to be a very, very exciting next couple of years. But in the next 2 years... I mean, if I do another part in the next 2 years, you'll all be 25. I might actually do it 3 years. Make part 6 where you're all 26. Still got 100 players. It's fun. It's fun. I want to see San Marino do well. I want to see Annie get a club and stop lounging about at Antwerp, going on loan every fucking where. I want to see Michael Clark-Sononi become the new Haaland. I want to see Luke Langley become the main defender of the world, despite him being Tunisian. There's lots of players. Hornblower, I want him to become the first player from Northern Ireland since George Best to become the main star of the world. There's lots of players that I think have got so much potential. Dave Birch, look, I think what's happened with you, Dave, right, is you sprinted too early. You sprinted way too early, right? And you're in front and everyone's going to now just run over you. Gary Johnson, will you sort yourself out? Jesper Ronman, massive, massive one for you. High expectations for you. Sam Wheatley, you finally got yourself sorted out. There's a lot of players. Fodster, you got the whole of Australia in your corner. Sort it out and leave Birmingham City. And very, very quickly, the very last thing, let's just have a quick gander at who is out of contract at the end of the season. We knew there was a lot. Well, Elias, let's just talk about him for a minute. You're a fucking disgrace. You're out of contract. You can get a club any time. Now, if you get a club after September, that deal will not go through until January, assuming it's within one of the European leagues. You could go to another country, Brazil, wherever, depending on their window. Mark Whittaker, Ashley Coghan. Actually, Mark Whittaker, sorry, you're out of contract this season. You're out of contract, Mark, in 5 months. So that's a good opportunity for you, Mark, to get a move to England, get out of Russia. Get out of Russia, because if they let you. So plenty of players that are available on frees. Fodster would be a superb signing if someone can get him. Lee Sylvester, well, I think he would be a good signing. Craig Bothwell would be an amazing signing. Shane Wright, you're available somewhere, aren't you? Seyfans, a quality goalkeeper. Of course, Michaelini Clark-Sononi. Justin has proved he is very, very loyal. Jude Barnes, there's plenty of strikers, and that's what the problem is, I think. So many players chose striker, and it's been very, very difficult to people to step it up. And that's it from me, guys. Until the next one, take it easy.